Hey guys, thank you for listening to the Life and Death podcast in 2018. I put together some of our best clips from throughout the last year and hopefully you'll enjoy. Thank you so much again for listening and supporting us. Let's get into it.
Yeah. And see what I enjoyed about going from my first job to my second job in the machining fabrication industry is how much craziness happened in that fabrication shop, dude. Like, I mean,
How
we
so?
we would operate we'd operate forklifts. We had a lot of machinery and stuff. I'm 19, 20 going into this job, right? And we would do, I mean, there was no cameras in at the time. We would do shit like my friend would get on a forklift. I'd be on the forks of this forklift. He'd lift the forks all the way up in the warehouse,
Shit.
50 feet,
Oh no.
100 feet, like, and I'm up there just like, all right, I've had enough, yelling down, all right, get me down. Turn off the forklift, they leave. And I'm just up there on a,
Oh,
so like
shit.
weird, stupid shit like that. Yeah, I worked, but I was like also experiencing some ridiculous shit with some crazy rednecks. And I'm the only Mexican, on my
So
shit,
of course,
crazy
they're the
stuff.
ones that put you up there.
No, I put myself up there because I wanted it. I was like, oh, I'm down, and they left me up
What if you
there.
had died?
Yeah,
How would they cover it?
I mean, it's just the Mexican.
yeah, just the Mexican get another one. Yeah.
My favorite videos are the ones of forklift operators where they're like backing up into something and they hit a pillar or something.
And just mayhem?
The
It's- oh,
whole
dude.
like warehouse just falls down.
I was so worried about that happening to me so many times. And there was so many cases where it would get close like that. That was just
Yeah.
my asshole just tighten up, dude.
Especially like the beer ones where like they're like working at a beer warehouse.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then you just see the
And
wave. of
everything's just opening, exploding. Oh
Yeah.
my God, dude, that's the
those,
worst thing.
those are the best videos.
I've had incidents where I'm picking up a load, and it's so heavy that this forklift lifts from the back tires. It lifts up, and I'm like, oh shit! It comes back down. Okay, I drop it. I'm not doing that ever again.
Yeah.
Trying too many loads, like, oh no, that stuff's crazy, man.
I wouldn't know what to do with it. I would just be like, I want to go.
I've never had it. I would say that was my first actual job because I did so many different things that I had never even thought about that I didn't even really learn in school. Like, I was just like, all right, go out there, and I learned, and it was pretty fun. But other than that, I mean, my first.
And coming at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, why? Like, typically I would go in at 10. I'm like, it's kind of like stupid.
Yeah.
And so they call me in. They're like, hey man, we're gonna have you help us meal prep. And I'm like, oh hell. Like I told them, like I don't touch food. Like, I don't want to do anything with food because I don't want to mess anything up. And they're like, no, it's cool, it's easy. All you're gonna do is make coleslaw for us. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I have a phobia of
Coleslaw.
no, well, not just coleslaw, but like if I can't see through a liquid, it freaks me out. Like if it's not translucent enough, like soda's fine, orange crush, that stuff I can do. Water, of course, but if it's milky looking, I can't do it. I have
Orange juice?
I have a phobia. I mean, I can see through it if there's ice in it.
Yeah.
Orange juice is great.
Yeah.
But they told me, all right, we're gonna go ahead and have you meal prep for us. So they brought out this giant plastic trash can, and I'm like, what is this? And they're like, oh, this is you're gonna make coleslaw. And I'm like, I thought it was gonna be like a little container where I just like mix it, They're like, no, you have to like put your hands in there. And so they hand me these long ass gloves, kind of like, have you ever seen a veterinarian put on like a glove to check like a cow?
Yeah, it's like a plastic bag.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
like,
body glove.
it was
Yeah,
it was
so-
two hands that you put on like a vest, and so you would put the gloves on, and they're like, all right, cool. Now you need to cut the bag. So they gave me a giant bag of like coleslaw cuttings.
Wait, so it wasn't like a big ass stick. You just like mix it with. You have to like
No.
literally just dig in there. and
Yeah, they
pull it
told me
out.
you need to.
What year
I
is
asked
this?
them like, where's the spoon? They're like, no spoon. You put your hands in
You
there.
are the spoon.
And you toss it. I wanted the spoon.
You gotta be the coleslaw.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was like,
fuck.
no way. Like this is disgusting. So, I mean, it was my first job. I'm not gonna tell them no. I'm like super influential.
So wait, is this where you were that phobia, or just your hatred towards coleslaw was created, or did
This
you
is where it
beforehand?
was created.
Okay.
Like I never cared for it because I was just like, who wants wet salad? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's gross.
So it wasn't until this incident.
It was
Okay.
until this incident. So I got the bag of veggies, cut it open with a box cutter, dumped it in the bin. There's no liner in it. It's just a bin for coleslaw. It say coleslaw on the outside. Like it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
And then they gave me this giant ketchup packet of mayonnaise. And
A bag?
I,
Okay.
A bag. It's clear and it didn't look white. It was like an off yellow. And I'm like, there's something wrong with it. And they're like, no, don't worry about it. Just cut it open and pour it in. So I'm like, all right, no big deal. So I went ahead and like cut the bag open, pour it in there, and then they're like, all right, go ahead and start mixing it.
I could just imagine the smell.
It was
Oh man.
disgusting. I hate mayonnaise in general, and then having to be face to face with it is horrifying for me. And so I had to. At the time, I was tiny. So up until I'm 6 foot now, but when I was a freshman in high school, I was 4'11". When I was a sophomore, I was 5'3". And then from junior year to senior year, that summer, I went from 5'3" to 6 foot. So I had a giant growth spur. So
Yeah,
I
you
was
did.
4'11" at the time, and they told me, all right, go ahead and start mixing it. So I
Jump
stuck
in
my-
there.
Yeah, I like the bin, the end of the trash can was at my hips. So I needed to get to the very bottom. So I'm in there and I'm trying to, like the bin is like slipping and stuff, and I'm trying to mix this thing, and the smell hits me.
You're in this fucking bin.
I'm in this fucking bin. And
How
the
big is
smell
this bin?
It's a giant trash can like the one we have in the stockroom.
And you were in it.
And
They
I was-
made you get in
They
it.
made not in it, but I was hanging over it. Like I was laying over it,
Uh-huh.
trying to like toss this fucking salad. And so that
Okay.
morning, I was like, okay, like I had to go to work. So I woke up with my brother because he had to go work at a bank, and he made me breakfast. And I'm like, all right, no problem. You know, like if you don't know this about me, I don't like eggs. I don't typically eat breakfast, but I'll eat the hell of a bacon taco. So my brother made me like 4 bacon tacos with like 2 or 3 strips each, and I'm like tearing it up. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like I went on a full stomach,
Yeah.
and I was in there, but the fumes of the smell hit me, and I just started dry heaving. I'm sitting in there, like I'm just dry heaving, just thinking about tossing this stupid thing, and it's everything. I'm claustrophobic at the same time, and I just hurl inside the coleslaw.
Kept mixing it.
I didn't want to get fired, so I mixed that shit in there. I just kept mixing it. Yeah, it was
Some spice up in that
It was
motherfucker.
disgusting. It was chunks of tortilla and bacon in it, and I just kept mixing it until you couldn't tell that there was tortilla or bacon in it. And I served that motherfucker.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's bad.
I hear now from some of our coworkers that work at restaurants that like if anybody finds out that you did anything stupid, there's a fine that you could pay, even if you like say, "Oh, I spit in your food." Lucky this was 17 years ago.
Yeah.
And allegedly, you allegedly did this. Just
Allegedly, yeah, or maybe I'm just making a story.
Yeah. Still follow us.
I mean, I had to serve it, so I didn't want to get fired. So
yeah, and it was a huge batch of coleslaw. You don't have to do it again.
yeah.
Why waste it? You know.
Yeah.
And as I worked, I just saw it go out the door, and that is my.
But like maybe that would have given you some comfort. It's leaving me.
Yeah. You're in me now. I'm
That's-
in you.
You are me.
Yeah, I don't know. It was traumatizing. Me and Rick used to go see UFC fights at Buffalo Wings and Rings there in
Mhm.
Westago. And one time I was like, all right, cool. Had a few beers, a few of those big old beer tubes. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I had to go take a piss, run, and I have a thing where I don't pee at urinals because I have like a 4th grade trauma that happened to me. So I have, if I'm going to use a public
Got a
restroom, it's
lot
got to
of
be
trauma.
in the stall. It
Yeah.
has to be in the stall.
Uh-huh.
So I went in there and I opened the door and I'm like, oh shit. There was a turd that was about this thick standing straight up out of the toilet, and the tip of it was out of the water like an iceberg.
Did it wink at you?
No, no. I looked at it. I was like, holy crap! Like, I'm not gonna flush that. That's majestic. Like,
Yeah, that's someone's
I was
art.
like, that. Yeah, I was like, man, that must have hurt coming out. So I closed the door. I'm like, fuck.
Sorry to bother
I
you.
go into the next stall
So human.
to go take a piss, do my business. Some guy walks into the stall and goes, "Oh shit!" And he's like, I'm not flushing that." So he walks out. He appreciated the art. I finished taking a piss. He went into the stall after me. Anyways, I go back out into back into the restaurant. We're watching a few more beers. I have to go drain the main vein again. Take off. Go back. Open the stall again. It's still there after an hour, dude. Nobody. wanted to
Everyone's
flush
respecting it. This is
Everybody
some South
respected
Park.
it.
Stan Mars said they're spraying it with a water bottle.
Yeah,
Keep it
spritzing
structure.
Yeah. Oh man, it was. That was
Oh god.
Like to talk about some things that might bother us, a pet peeve if you say, so our audience can kind of know who we are, what we dislike, what we may like. So I guess I want to go into the dislike portion of ourselves. What are some pet peeves that really bother you guys, that really just dig deep into you guys? And
Well, I want to say before I say mine. There's one thing that really bothers me is when people are driving and they don't use their turn signal. That kills me. I hate. When
so you're
people
saying
do
I
that.
can't drive in front of you?
No.
Because
Fuck,
sometimes I
if
don't
you
do
do that. I wish you die. Like I'm not even like joking. I'm just like, hey, somebody should just come and take you out, please.
No, yeah, that makes sense. I agree with you because my girlfriend's always like, use your fucking blinker, dude, or whoever's in front of her. For a little bit, my van, my right blinker didn't work. And she goes, you got to get that fixed. And I'm like, nah, it's okay. And she's like, you're literally the living epitome of what I hate in people. I'm like, oh god. So
Yeah,
I agree with you. I totally.
Especially here, like I don't know if you've seen those kamikaze drivers. I call them kamikaze drivers because they're all the way in the left lane. They don't put the blinker on and just like go all the way to the right lane. It's just like, I don't care who I take with me. I'm just gonna go here and nobody's gonna stop.
Yeah. Like the exit's it's about less than half a mile away. They're on the far left lane, the fast lane. There's 3 cars in front of them. Somehow they can find a way to get through, and they fucking do it with no blinker. Just Fast and Furious fucking status going into it. It's ridiculous.
Crazy. All right. My topic. On a lighter note, I wanted to know, how would you guys get rid of a dead body?
That's your ladder note.
Yes.
Oh,
I want to know, like, how would you do it if you absolutely had to get rid of a dead body? How would you do it?
Well, last time I
Okay, so this stems from conversations I used to have with my buddy Roel in college. Roel used to work with us at where we work now, and me and him have been friends ever since day one when we first opened that store. And he was a groomsman in my wedding. I was a groomsman in his wedding.
Mhm.
Like close. He's like
Yeah.
a brother from another mother. Well, we used to sit in our literature class, sitting back, and we're like, how would you kill that person? He'd be like, hammer. And I was like, oh, all right, sweet. And he would just tell me how he would murder someone, and we just laugh about it. He's a cop now. But we would just talk back, and like we'd sit back and like everybody, and we're like, oh, how would you do this? Oh, I'd throw him in a tub of acid. It's like, oh, okay, that's smart. Get rid of every trace. He's like, yeah. And what about this one? I'm like, well, I'd kind of want to get found, so I'd probably go like way out into like the countryside,
and then just
way into like farming.
check off on their teeth because the teeth is the ones that like
Jesus Christ, Fernie.
the teeth are the ones that stay longer. So you just like jizz on them.
For the record, he just brought this topic up today. It sounds like Fernie's been thinking about how to do this
No, if you-
2 months in advance.
if you want to get caught, you just jizz on the teeth because
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you get caught.
Yeah.
With a little blood under the nail.
I just
No.
finished sawing up this fucking human. Let me just get aroused and masturbate.
Do you think this is like a giant cum database out there? That they're just gonna be like, oh,
they
it's
get
Fernie.
your DNA from that.
Right.
I want to see it. The cum database. I want to see that.
That's how they fucking get everybody in fucking CSI.
Okay, so I was gonna say
That's what I'm saying. CSI.
the whole. I mean, I don't know. Say something here
Oh yeah, go ahead.
with the whole pig thing. When I was still working up north, North Texas with my buddy, AB Cheatham. Shout out AB. He told me about this family. These couple brothers, the Moore family, they're called, right? These couple. It was like 3 brothers and a sister, and of course their mother and like a stepfather that they had. And they had a bunch of pig trailers, like they had the trailers were designed to hold pigs in them. You know, it was like a normal trailer, but on top they had cages and stuff. Well, this is the story that he told me, right? And then I have an old supervisor who backed up what he's talking about. So he told me that the Moore brothers' mother, Mrs. Moore, let's just call her that, Mrs. Moore, she I don't know if she was crazy or she just hated her husband or her boyfriend at the time, which stepfather to them. He was sick and like he was taking medication to combat some type of health issue he had. I guess she was fed up with him or whatever, and she overdosed his prescription, like gave him way too much and killed him. In the moment, she was like, she ended up realizing she fucked up. I think she confessed to all this, right? That she fucked up after they found her and stuff. But he's dead, right? And I've been to the home and I've used the same pig trailer where, let me get to the pigs later, where they put these pigs on. Okay. They have a bunch of land, right? And she's trying to think, what am I gonna do? She put Mrs. Moore put her husband on the pig trailer, cut him up into pieces, got some of her pigs, killed them, and mixed the blood together, so they couldn't trace the blood back. So I don't know what she was thinking, but she was trying to get away with it. She was trying to like, what, I fucked up. You know, she realized she fucked up. Killed these pigs and stuff, and then there's chunks of flesh and stuff. She spread it all over her land, all over her acres of land up there. And I'm like, holy shit, man. Like, he's telling me this after they had just gotten some baby pigs that they skinned, and we were eating the pigs off of the same fucking trailer that we just used. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So this happened, right? And then I'm like, holy fuck, we're all drinking and shit. And you know, I'll tell you this other story another time, but just to back it up, he brought it up one time. We were all working, and my supervisor, Steve Brown, shout out Steve Brown. I don't think he's ever gonna see this, but he had done some time in like county jail or like prison as well. And he said at one time they were doing like a community work, like just general labor, like inmates were doing, and deputy officials told them that they were going to comb a certain area of land. This is when that investigation was going to search for remnants of the specific victim, and it was him, dude.
Oh wow.
And my supervisor literally told me that he found like a tooth or a piece of bone in the ground, and other inmates broke through dirt and found remnants of this person, and they connected it to him, and then that's when they found her. They questioned the Moore brothers.
Wow. I have a question though. Did the teeth have come on up?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck, man.
If they did, they would have gotten away with it. Alan doesn't have movies like that.
He had Punch Drunk Love. He had fucking Spanglish.
I mean,
he fucking sucks, dude. That's it.
Yeah, he can has to be a funny guy in everything.
Actually, he made
Click,
that one movie.
Click made me cry.
Oh
yeah.
Click. I forgot about Click. Click
It
was
caught
awesome.
me in the feels. I'll give you that.
I love my favorite scene in Click is where he pauses it and he's super mad at his boss. And he's like, I can't ever do anything. And he gets up on his desk and farts right in his fucking grill, dude. Oh my god! And he plays like live back. Like, yeah, he's like, I got punched in the face. Oh no, he does hit him, right? Hardcore.
Yeah, it's like I feel like I got punched in the face. Like,
yeah, he has a headache and shit.
And every time I go to like Whataburger, Chili's, McDonald's, any place like that, I always end up ordering the same thing. And
I know what you mean. Yeah, I was saying it's easy to just do a Chili's and just
get the chicken strips.
Why? I
Yeah.
fucking hate that, dude. Fucking Rick's just like that. Like,
what?
he's like, oh yeah, we went to a nice restaurant to go eat, and I'm like, oh, where'd you go? Chili's. I'm like, all right, it's a nice restaurant. And he's like, oh, I had I'm like, he's like, yeah, Lori had the steak and I had the chicken strips. I'm like, dude, you're fucking 28 years old. Grow the fuck up.
They're
He's like,
good.
what
though.
was the cheapest thing on the menu? And I don't know.
I mean, they are pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They're not. It's fucking disgusting. Chili's
The
is
honey
like,
chipotle chicken crispers are my fucking bomb.
Yeah, with some chips and
You're
sauce
just
on the
mad.
side.
there's nothing that's above on a scale of 1 to 10. Nothing above a 6 on that menu
In Chili's,
at Chili's.
But it's a constant 6. It's not just like a
it's a constant sex with your mouth.
No.
damn.
No.
Damn.
For anyone to hook up with a 6, I'm not gonna hook up with a Chili's. So fuck that.
Yeah.
I'll crush a 6.
I'd crush a 6.
It was really. Did we play laser tag that time?
I think we did.
Because that we don't even need to do that. Because dude, I just get sweaty with that, and I'm like,
Fucking ate shit in there. I saw Corey hiding behind like one of the little planks, and I was sneaking up behind
I
her.
don't think she can hide. She's so tall.
She was like perched up against the wall, and I saw her like pivot, and I'm like, all right, cool. And I went into dive, and there's like a giant mirror that looked like see through, and I just fucking slammed right into it. She turned around, she's like, "Are you okay?" Like, fuck, like ate shit. Fucking sucked. We're going to be playing a game as our first topic.
All right, and this game is $1 million, but it's a game kind of like Cards Against Humanity, where you pick one scenario and one outcome. The judge will pick the worst outcome that they want, that they don't want to do, and the winner, that the person that has that worst outcome, becomes the next judge. So is that pretty straightforward?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All
All right, let's do this. All right.
And big titty.
$1 million, but whenever someone disagrees with you, you must roam the streets doling out vigilante justice.
So like a Batman.
$1 million, but whenever someone disagrees with you, everyone on Earth gets superpowers except you.
Yeah,
Fuck.
boy.
That's fucking lame. I mean, you have money, but
That's so Batman
Well,
again.
it means you be protected all the time, so there's no worry in that.
is this the Batman fucking version or something? $1 million, but yeah, like fucking Batman. Goddamn. All right, $1 million, but whenever someone disagrees with you, you become a totally out of control compulsive gambler.
Well,
And I choose which one I wouldn't do. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So totally compulsive gambler, you're risking your money. You just got $1 million.
But you might win it though. You might be compulsive. You might make.
But yeah, you're still but you just got to go into the scenario where someone disagrees with you. Just be like, hey, build a wall. Hey, what the fuck? Boom, $1 million. Hell yeah.
That's not actually not that bad.
you already got the $1 million. But when somebody disagrees with you, they get superpowers.
Oh, it's just
and
one
you-
time $1 million.
Yeah,
Like,
one time
yeah,
$1 million.
one time million.
Yeah, you're right.
So you just want to be a normie? Everybody else gets
Dude,
superpowers?
you'd be protected though. You
Well, how so? Like if you don't have the
Yeah.
Everybody else has superpowers. I mean, there's no like.
What if what if your superpower is super strength and you push Alex and you snap him in half?
Dude, no, I protect you with all my heart. By the way.
Bullshit. You can't protect shit.
you take my $1 million.
Uh-huh.
No.
You turn you into a sock puppet.
He'd smell my ass.
you're gonna be the only person that's normal. So like all the super villains will go after you because you're the only person that's normal, and then you have all the people that are superheroes protecting you. So it's just an eternal
Fucking and flying and shit.
So it's an eternal struggle for your love.
So here's the thing, like,
What?
it's these two. Yeah, the superpowers. This one, I mean, I'm rich, but I don't fucking get to rejoice in having superpowers. But this, I lose my money. You're right. I lose my money as a gambler.
Maybe.
I mean,
Maybe.
that's the risk.
That's-
Like you're
but
I'm
compulsive.
horrible.
that's the
gambler.
trap. That's the trap that every gambler goes into. It's like, I might just win more money. Like, yeah, you might, or you just pay the system that's rigged against you,
and you lose it all.
and you lose it all.
But you're still a compulsive gambler. You had $1 million
Yeah,
and it's
true.
gone.
and it's gone. And then you
Maybe.
whatever money. No, you never win.
Yeah, at some point, it's all gonna.
It's all gonna go away.
Can I invest some of it?
Okay,
somewhere?
fine. No, I mean that is
Laughing dead.
That is a pretty gamble. That's a pretty big gamble.
Yeah,
But I'm
it's
just
a pretty
saying.
big gamble.
I'm just saying, like, okay, you win money, and your wife's like, stop gambling. It's like she's disagreeing with you now.
Oh god,
Or-
now that's bringing in life.
so now it's just like
And now she has superpowers.
everything.
She can suck 36 dicks at once.
Ah, fuck. She could only do 35 before. Son of a bitch.
Oh man.
I'm
There's
just saying the
one clear
I'm
answer.
just saying the
Alex.
gambling one. You're always gonna be in a cycle of gambling money because people are gonna disagree with you how you spend your money. So you're just gonna be in a cycle of gambling
word.
your money away.
So then what? It would just be the Batman, right?
Well, hold on. That was the vigilante.
That's
thing.
one you can live with.
Oh yeah,
Like
okay.
you
I
can
live
be
with that.
Batman.
I'll live.
The
Oh,
other
see-
one, you.
Well, then that's fine. Then I'll trade. I'll do these two together. People don't have superpowers, but I'm Batman, motherfucker.
So
You know?
so you're not. So you don't want to do the gambling.
I don't
one?
want to do this.
Hey,
no,
that's
he said it so weird. Like, I don't want to do this. Can you guys please not? I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do this.
Like he took life seriously. He's like, you guys, please.
Because it's serious. It's fucking serious, bro. I am Batman.
All right. So, $1 million, but whenever a stranger talks to you, you become sexually attracted to random animals.
Interesting.
Very interesting. $1 million, but whenever a stranger talks to you, you orgasm.
Oh,
Win
I mean,
win.
that kind of happens all the time.
$1 million, but
What do you
when
think
a-
this happens for?
Jesus Christ. Whenever a stranger talks to you, you lose 10 days of your life. What the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
Wow, that
I wouldn't go out. The fuck?
So I know the one I would do. And that would be
The animals?
orgasm.
Oh,
No, close.
Close.
So I'm gonna put that one down because I would absolutely do that one.
I mean, besides work, how many strangers talk to you, like in general?
Not very many.
Not very many. So I don't know. Maybe you could take the occasional orgasm every now and then.
Well, here's my thing, because I'm so.
Well, yeah, okay. Because I'm not gonna
Well,
be
my-
sexually attracted to random animals.
See, from living in the valley though, because I'm so fucking tall, strangers do like, how tall are you, mijo?
or
Yes.
just like on their head.
6'5", right in their face because they're so short.
Fuck, that would suck.
Remember that one time we went to that comedy club and we were coming out. Oh, you're tall.
Yeah, that dude, right? Oh my god, you see,
Just out of nowhere, it's like
I'm
you're
just not
tall.
safe. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Jesus.
So, I don't know. I just feel like why not just end it early? 10 days of my life.
Fuck that.
But you just got $1 million though. You want to die that soon after you just got paid?
$1 million. I'd
More
just be
money,
like,
more problems, dog.
Yeah, but
You're gonna go out. You got money. People will be even more strangers gonna be in your life. It's like 20 days
that's
in
why
one
you
day.
buy your secluded area.
No new
chill
friends.
out.
Your new friends.
No new friends.
All right. So I'm gonna go with the one I will absolutely not do is lose 10 days of your life. So I'd rather be attracted to
I knew
Duck
you were
watches?
into. I knew you were into those
be
animals.
sexually attracted to random animals, and every time a stranger talks to me, I'd orgasm. So
I mean, I'd do the same thing. Anything sexual.
win-win.
So that was relevant. So, $1 million, but whenever you experience car trouble, again, this is $1 million, but whenever you experience car trouble,
That is very relevant to you.
Here you go,
I don't
bitch.
know how I'm gonna get home.
And that might be relevant to all of us right now. Whenever you experience car trouble.
All right. $1 million, but whenever you experience car trouble, you get pregnant.
What the fuck?
$1 million, but whenever you experience car trouble, you must fight a tween. So in between teenager and kid, I guess. Yeah.
Fuck them up.
A twink.
That's not so bad.
$1 million, but whenever you experience car trouble, you have to clean an entire frat house until it's spotless. Oof. Oh. So
weren't you a frat boy?
yeah, but we didn't have a frat house.
Oh.
But if
If you did,
if our own original houses had any indication, then yeah, it would have been pretty bad. Huh.
Suck a lot of dicka.
Was that it? it's like a lot of dick.
All right.
okay. Well, which one can you live with?
I think I can fight a tween. I mean, it's not like
Yeah.
It doesn't
You
sound
got
that.
$1 million, but you can fuck up a.
Dude, that's like
Fuck
that's like paying you again. You know, like
That's-
let me release my stress right now.
that's the cherry on top. It's like, you motherfucker, my car's not working right now. Here, take this fucking cake.
Dude, actually, that would work out very well. It's like, dude, you're so stressed out, you want to take your anger out, and a little tween, hey, boom, sock him in the face, you know, and perfect.
Fuck up a
Why
bunch
would
of
you have
twins.
car problems if you have $1 million?
Oh, that's not the point.
Man, my jetpack's not working.
Damn it, I gotta use my old car again.
All right, so Fernie.
Somebody bring the Rolls Royce.
All right, let's try and make this as real as possible. So, how many times this year do you think you've had car trouble?
What month is it today?
September.
Let me get my car problem book out.
I don't know. Every day from the rest of my life. Yeah.
Shit.
So I mean, I wouldn't want to get pregnant, and then I wouldn't want to clean a frat house either. I fight the tween. Fuck that card. But it's either between getting pregnant or cleaning the entire frat house until it's spotless.
Every time your car breaks down,
Fuck.
But you
would
never.
you rather clean a restroom
Whoa.
or get pregnant?
Whoa, hold on.
I wouldn't.
Wait. Well, does the pregnant thing? Does it involve the process of getting pregnant?
No, it involves just you getting pregnant like a
Like,
fucking
boom.
seahorse.
Oh damn.
Like a
Multiple babies.
Well, hold on, mind you, that does come with benefits. So you do get
An army?
an
An army of
army.
Mex-
An army.
Is it
of-
paternity leave?
It could be paternity leave. Yeah, you
Even
could.
more money there.
Yeah,
Shit.
because you get income from all the kids. You give like what up to 6 the limit, dude. That's dope.
Yeah, but you can't qualify if you make $1 million a year.
Yeah, but it's
You
gonna be
can't claim
It'll
them.
be
Only
over.
making $1 million one time, dude.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it wouldn't really affect them very much. But for having a baby might have its benefits.
But still, children, you have to
No.
feed them and shit.
They're gonna be.
They eat food or something, right?
So okay, let's say that's 10 kids you're impregnated with this year.
Uh-huh.
Your
I'll
rim twice.
I'll send them to mechanic school.
Your car
Oh,
flooding.
hey.
Yeah, that'll pay off in 18
Car
years.
problem school.
Hey, I'm gonna have car problems either way. So every car problem I have one kid to take care of it.
Yeah, dude. Like, oh, your suspension's bad. Let me call my suspension tech, and it's gonna be like a little baby come out.
For the little utility belt.
Yeah, dude. And all the ones that are smaller get to go in the engine. You know.
And you don't need to jack it up anymore. They're already down there. So, you know what? I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go to the frat house thing. I'm gonna stick with the pregnant one. This is the one I want to do. The cleaned up frat
That
house
is
into a
complete
spot.
bullshit,
Hey,
dude.
don't fight with the guy.
That is
Do
complete
not fight with him.
bullshit.
Wait, what happened? Who won?
Frankie won. That's complete bullshit.
I'm winning next.
That's so
Who's the funny guy now, Dave?
I guess other than that, I think if I had the money, I would do it because you never know. I mean, I would be selfish and be that.
So you
fucking
would
asshole.
kill yourself, your clone, just to harvest an organ.
Yeah, if I ultimately knew that I was the only one, I think I
Like
would
your
do
eyes
it.
are going bad and you could replace your
Like right
eyes.
now, yes.
Jesus. I don't think I could.
I think I would start smoking again.
Oh, you.
I think and then just start drinking, hitting it hard with drinking, and then just have a new liver.
Oh, what if that clone of Fernie, who's
Uh-huh.
being raised on like grass-fed beef and all that other stuff, like is healthy and like normal looking?
What is
Would
he, a
you
fucking
transfer
horse?
your brain?
What is he, a horse eating grass?
Would you transfer your brain to that body?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if my brain stays the same, like my personality stays the same, it's just the body that's changing. No big deal. And besides, I wouldn't feel bad if.
What if your clone had a bigger dick than you?
That's perfect, right? You're changing your brain to that clone. Fuck yeah.
No, dude, Chode Crew.
Chode crew, nah, man. I am not proud of the manhood down there. I need the bigger dick clone.
No, like
The BD
Jam.
clone, dude. Imagine how great of an athlete that person would be.
Well, that's the whole Yao Ming's existence. Like China took the tallest man and the tallest woman in China, and I think they were both good at basketball.
No, what?
Yeah, and had them have the baby, and that's how Yao Ming
That's blasphemous. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm being serious.
So,
Shut
all right, who's the best? Okay, who's the tallest man in our country? Okay, Robert, come over here.
Zeller.
Who's the tallest woman in our country? Okay, Cynthia, come here. You guys both play basketball, right? That sounds so ridiculous to me.
I mean, China basically has like a dictatorship where the government basically could do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's just,
So
oh my god.
yeah, I mean,
didn't know that about that.
Look it
about
up.
him.
Look it up. It's true. It's true.
I'm gonna look that up
Yao Ming.
Yao
after
Ming.
the podcast.
That is so
His
crazy.
parents were the tallest people in China that were good at basketball.
So they were 5'7".
I mean, Yao Ming's life was basically engineered by the Chinese government.
Holy shit, dude. He should have been in a Space Jam sequel. Because he's
Didn't
generated
I
to
think
be
he
a best-
mocapped for one of them, or did they use? No, maybe they didn't
I don't know.
I don't know. He looks like one of them.
He looks like one of them. Oh my god. That's crazy though. If the whole like you can CRISPR, is that what you said? it's
Yeah.
called? That you can pick and choose, like, oh my god.
Yeah,
No,
that's what.
that's happening.
Yeah, and I mean they do that with
You
plants
can even
now
choose
and
the
stuff.
sex of the baby.
Hey, calm down, man. They have to choose. All right? It's 2018, dude. You calm down.
Did you assume my gender?
I would choose horse.
Dare you? What? Do I look like a horse?
I mean,
Crazy. All right. Well, I have a palate cleanser for y'all before we go. So I saw on Snapchat that millennials like booty, prefer booty over boobies.
Is that why?
Is that true?
Is that why Hooters is going out of business now?
Yeah, because they want to. Because
where do they get
millennials
from?
want to have intellectual conversations with beautiful women. They don't want to look at them as.
No, that
pieces
was
of
just
meat.
that one piece of shit guy that's like, I just want to talk to women. It's like, no, dude, you just need a fucking girlfriend. He wrote a whole article on why Hooters is going out of business is because guys don't want a piece of eye candy to look at. They want to engage with the server and stuff like that. It's like
You don't go to Hooters for that.
no, and you don't go to any other restaurant for that either. Like you don't go to Applebee's or Chili's or whatever and have somebody sit with you and be like, "So how's your day going?"
Yeah. If anything, I'm like, just bring the food. I'm fat. I'm hungry. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak to you.
And I would go for Hooters for the wings, of course.
Yeah.
But talking about if they prefer butts over boobs.
I'm asking you all because y'all are millennials.
I mean, aren't you a millennial also?
I'm by a year, but I feel like
millennial.
no, not at all.
We're the greatest generation, dude.
Well, yeah, I feel like I like butts better than boobs. Just you can.
Well, I don't think that was the question though.
They're saying it's millennials liking booty.
No, but
over-
like, booty over boobs. That's what it is.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I like them equally, man. I like the front butt. I like the back butt.
Oh my god.
See, but you still call it a butt, so you're more of a butt guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I love the booty, dog. You gotta have. I even eat bootios for breakfast.
Bootios.
That's so.
Do you like groceries?
Do you eat the booty like groceries?
Yeah, if it's on special.
Jesus.
What, I look like a horse?
What do you? Well, what's your standpoint?
I want to ask you all. Y'all.
Well, I
want
want to know your opinion.
Actually, you know what, guys? I respect women. I don't know about you guys. I respect them.
Yeah.
I like their brains.
That's my answer.
I like the
Thank you,
triple
Frank.
B, dog.
What's triple B?
Booty, booty, booty. Okay. Brains. I love women.
Yes, I love brains. I love.
Respect women.
We respect
2018.
women here on Laugh and Death podcast.
San Antonio was fucking fun, dude.
Yeah, what'd you do over there?
It was basically for my sister's birthday, but we all
You
got
guys-
drunk as fuck.
You
and-
guys really look alike, and it's not like. Of course, you guys are family, so you
yeah,
guys
no,
look
yeah,
alike.
yeah.
But it's like if you guys had if you both had your hair down, I wouldn't know who's who.
Especially from behind.
Oh, no, so
Taught myself that, and I always told myself like if I could teach myself something else, it would either be like nunchuck skills with YouTube, or learning how to juggle. I've always thought like that's a cool party trick to just be like, okay, check this out and learn how to juggle.
You're that guy.
that's kind of lame.
You're that guy.
That's not a cool party trick.
I don't
Unless
want-
you're like a clown at a
No,
kid's
actually,
birthday party.
Actually, no, that's pretty cool because I saw a video yesterday where some girl had like a sword on her, like bouncing on her head. She was juggling other swords while like riding that one wheel thing. It's kind of
Unicycle?
not a unicycle. It's not a one wheel. Sorry, it's like a board and there's like a
PVC pipe.
Oh,
Yeah.
like the balance.
the balance
thing?
board.
Oh,
Yeah. She was on a balance board juggling while bouncing a sword on her head. Like how
Look
do
at how
you-
much stuff I can do.
Yeah.
That-
Blades are balanced
kinda lame
from
to
end to end so that it feels natural. That I don't know, just kind of a nerdy thing that I know about.
What are you just saying? She fucking. Why don't you let me see you balance a fucking sword on your head, asshole?
Dude, they're fucking
That's her
balanced,
career, bro.
That's what they're for. They're supposed to be
You're a
balanced.
fucking sword master now, or what?
Yeah, dude.
Have you been to that spot in
I'm a
the flea
swordsman.
market? Who's your master? They have blades and shit.
I fucking buy
They have some crazy
$5
shit
knives
there.
all the time.
They have crazy blades there.
Anyways, I thought that was cool, but thanks for ruining it for me.
Yeah, I mean nunchuck skills. Like, dude, I
think-
could fuck you up with a nunchuck.
You
You
bump into somebody at a club or a bar, and you're like, "What's up, bro?" I'm like, "Hold on, man. Bring up."
Okay, now I'm thinking more about it. Like I would have some badass like John Wick fucking
Sniper
shooting
skills.
skills and shit. You know, that'd be cool.
Like, yeah, I was thinking of real skills, not superpowers.
Well, nunchucks. I guess that's real. If you're fucking Bruce Lee and dead or something.
no, nunchucks. I
Wait,
think
Bruce Lee is dead.
Spoilers.
Yeah, he's Burt Reynolds' younger cousin.
God damn it!
So what was that? What was that? Burt Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds' father.
No, it's not true.
He was the original Deadpool or some shit
No,
in 1976.
that's not true. It's Lazy man. Rest in peace.
Listening, but there's this Facebook feature where if you go into the search bar and you type photos liked by this person, it'll literally go whatever person you put. It'll find which photos you liked and what you commented on, like of all people, and like
I just like photos of puppies and cats, dude. So I'm good.
I'm just saying, like it's already happening. It's already slowly.
And by that I mean bitches and pussies. You know what I'm saying?
Oh damn, bro! Hey, now y'all meeting the real Fernie, man. Just bring out some fucking tequila up in this bitch. You'll find out who he is.
All right, guys. If you could hack the Snapchat app and like put a filter over the valley, what would you do? What would you rename the caption for the valley? Like the geotag.
I want to go something with like cortitas y cortitas, like the food and the ladies. You know what I'm saying?
I'd probably say.
Oh, sorry. Or one more thing. The bigger the panza, the better the chanza.
Oh my god, dude! Yo, get at him for real, dude. Feel the burn, baby.
Careful, nobody below a 6.
I mean, I already had it in my head and I forgot.
Why do you think about yours?
Something like minimum wage. Like,
Damn. The Lone Star card capital of the world.
the Lone Star card capital.
Or the origin of the hot Cheetos and cheese. Or the origin of Piccadilly. Because we're snack innovators. Or diabetes capital of the world.
Raspas and panzas.
Yeah.
Somebody like me who's just like wanting to do what I want to do. You know what I mean?
You know who's really inspirational to me?
The Rock.
No.
Colin
Ryan
Kaepernick.
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
I follow him on Twitter, and he's fucking hilarious. I love I'm a huge Ryan Reynolds fan since Van Wilder. Like that, I think that was the first thing I ever saw him in, and ever since then, I've always liked his personality and his quippiness in his comedy and how sarcastic he is. For example, like a couple weeks ago, there was a fan tweeted at him like, "Oh my God, I missed Anthony Reynolds at in my hometown. I that was like my only shot to actually meet him or whatever." And he added her and said like, "Hey, send me a DM. I'd love to meet you." And when she sent him the DM, she was like, "Oh my God, I can't wait to meet you. It's like I'm so excited." He just responded, "Psych." He's such an asshole.
Just like built her up to like tear her down.
Yeah, like
Psych.
he was like, yeah,
That's
all
fucking
caps,
awesome.
And he just put psych. And he just the way he fucks with his fans and just everything
That's
about him.
classic.
He's so
That's
fucking
fucking
funny.
cool. Yeah. I guess a page that I also like to follow is, I don't skate as much as I used to, but Thrasher magazine. Just because I just like seeing clips of skateboarding is getting fucking crazy and technical. Like it's so crazy. Like I guess in my world, how I see it now, it's just people are so taking like the risk of like injury has never been more alive in skateboarding, dude. It is, people are taking some crazy fucking slams. Like it's so intense, dude. Like
I follow Hall of Meat, which is pretty much all skateboarding.
Yeah,
videos,
yeah.
and, oh man, people eating shit, breaking legs.
it's through Thrasher as well.
Losing
Hall of Meat,
teeth,
like
yeah.
it's a thing from Thrasher. And yeah, dude, that shit makes me laugh my ass off. Some people do not like watching that, but I fucking enjoy watching it so much.
I know I'm gonna go to hell for this, but I have to say it. Kids getting hurt on Instagram is the greatest fucking page
Dude.
on the planet Earth.
It's pretty funny.
It is fucking incredible. If you need to follow them. It's just a bunch of toddlers to like 8-year-olds eating shit, shooting themselves in the dick.
I guess because you realize, or like, when I'm out and about and I hear a child crying, I'm just like, oh my God, like this Instagram page makes me feel okay that they can cry. They'll get theirs, you know?
Yeah. Like, when did emo rap become a thing? Like, with I Fell Apart by Post Malone. What else? Mac Miller passing away recently too. I started listening to some of his
crazy.
stuff.
Like
crazy.
I
And
didn't expect that.
most of his songs are about psychedelics and women, like, and being heartbroken and stuff. I mean, when did this become a fad? Because I must have missed the bus because I'm not really.
I think it just became more mainstream. But what I was gonna say to this was that, like, I mean, the dudes that I would listen to. I mean, Atmosphere, Slug from Atmosphere. He speaks about just his emotions and like being suicidal and like having the thought of like, man, am I gonna, this is all I have. I don't have anything else. You know what I mean? And like that was early 2000s, 2005, 2007. And I mean that was around, but it just wasn't in the light how hip hop is today in this day and age. You know what I mean? So.
And I was thinking about it last night also, like Eminem, like that song where I'm sorry mama, something in the closet, whatever the
Yeah,
fuck.
clean out my closet.
yeah like I mean I don't forget, it's so long ago, but like that was a mainstream like hip hop or like rap back in the day, and it was just him like saying like I'm a piece of shit, like
Yeah, and he was also just violent too, and like he was.
Yeah.
I think it's
I mean,
just
people. I mean, I guess they're like
they release it in a different way, like, you know, like into their music. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like it's just crazy how like they can, like, say a hardcore rapper, you know, like gangster and stuff like that, he can go off and talk about suicide and stuff like that, and people are like, yeah, whatever, and then it becomes like he sings about it, you know, someone sings about it and everything, and they just start hating and everything. It's just crazy how it's crazy. Also, like the media, man, the media changed everything. Like they do a lot to like how people perceive a certain person, you know, and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, it's just pretty crazy. But like it's just people, it's just guys, man. I mean, they letting out their feelings in a different way, you know.
Yeah, I think what it is for me is that like Eminem, it was like all his hate and anger was weaved in such a technical and metaphorical way, but now it's just kind of bland and out in your face. Like these dudes are just like saying they'll just kill themselves, you know what I mean, like without having a story to it, but that's just how they feel. They don't want to, you know what I mean. It's more technical with like other rappers and stuff,
and I feel like Eminem stuff, like just listening to that was just more of like an attack. Like it was coming at you stronger, and now it's just like maybe not as hard and like more sensitive to what they're feeling. Like him saying like I'm a piece of shit, blah blah blah. Like it wasn't like, you didn't feel like he was, because you're just like yeah, and then this now it's just like, okay, it's a little more low tempo, like a little bit more chill, and that's why you kind of see it more like, you kind of see it more just like progressive, like, oh, this is a sad song, so it sounds sad.
You're right. Like with the media, like it, depending on how deep a specific celebrity or rapper, personality, artist is in the eye of the public, it gets played out completely differently. I mean, I don't know. Have you heard of Idea and Abilities?
I mean,
The artist.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Well, this guy Idea, he also passed away from overdose, just like Mac Miller. Like one night he was asleep in his house, and the next day they found him.
Crazy.
They found him dead. You know, but he wasn't a big name artist. Like he wasn't globally known like Mac Miller, and so there wasn't such a reaction of like, oh, when did the people just get all sad? It's like, dude, everyone's fucked up. You know what I mean? Like everyone has their problems. Like it's just.
But it wasn't prominent in rap. Like, cause Common would rap about real shit, like struggles and being a black man.
Different phases of music.
But
too,
it was
like,
never. It was always about girls. Like, fuck girls, and then it was like, oh man, fuck girls. They broke my heart. Like, it flipped, and I was just like, okay. And there was a lot of people that were really upset with that guy passing away, and with Mac Miller too. Like him ODing and stuff. Like everybody started posting shit about it. I'm like, I've never heard anything from this guy.
That was pretty crazy. I mean, I've heard Mac Miller for a while.
Mac
you
Miller.
know?
Yeah, you never heard anything from Mac Miller at all?
No. I listened to his best of on Instagram. Not Instagram, on Spotify, and I was just like, okay. But it wasn't. I don't think he was like a musical like messiah or anything like that.
I think maybe in his later, like towards his later career, I mean, he was becoming self-sufficient, and he would make he was a musician, you know, he would play piano, he would play the guitar, he would do everything.
And then Ariana Grande came in.
And now that you say that, like he was a magician. What?
He was a magician?
Yeah. He disappeared.
Yeah, he made heroin disappear.
What the fuck? Heroin.
Like talking about how like it's kind of like it's more sensitive now, like the rap. It's so like jarring when they have like rap beefs, like Drake and Pusha T, and then Eminem with Machine Gun Kelly now. So like it just seems so like jarring. Like it's like it's happened a lot before, like Biggie and Tupac, like the most famous one.
Yeah, but now with social media, it totally changes everything.
Like it seems more like it's two girls fighting rather than just like two like rappers.
It almost seems like a business tactic to me,
clickbait.
Just to get more money for them. Like
that's what it is, man. That's what it is. It's just
MGK.
clickbait.
Before this, MGK became irrelevant, bro. Like,
I mean, he's still like opening for Fall Out Boy.
Like he was making music and stuff. I know he got fucked over like on deals and shit, and then this came up, and Eminem is such
you heard that Machine Gun Kelly came out like popping and stuff like that, and then after a while, you just
he kind of died down, and then this comes out, and Eminem. I mean, anything he releases he's an icon.
Yeah, of course.
He'll get shit on, or
he says anything, people are gonna listen.
Yeah, exactly. So now and then MGK came in. Like Eminem was almost making him more business. You know what I mean? More money.
Yeah, he even said it himself. This is the biggest you're gonna get. So enjoy it. You know?
That's fucking crazy.
That's some Conor McGregor shit.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
It's fucking spicy.
Yeah, and he has a fucking man bun.
Conor McGregor?
No, I'm cheeky. MMA. And you too.
Oh yeah, I do. It's called a highball, bro.
What?
A highball.
That was the gayest thing you've ever said.
It's called a highball.
That's the gayest he's ever.
Oh, no.
That's the gayest thing I've ever said.
On the podcast.
Nah.
That's a nice.
It's not
Check
a man.
episode,
It's
check
not-
episode
it's-
4. You find some gay ass shit in there.
It's not a man bun. It's a highball.
I should have squeaked at the end. It's a high. It's like the same feeling I get from pineapple on pizza. Pineapple's real sweet, you know.
So that's what you always like it on pizza.
Pineapple on pizza. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like pineapple on pizza, do you?
Absolutely not.
Okay. How do you fall in that debate of like pineapple should not be on pizza, or do you just not?
I don't
give a
like
fuck?
sweet on in my food. I don't like sweet and sour chicken. I don't like anything sweet.
But you
Papa
tried it.
John's fucking sucks. I've tried it, but it's not my thing.
But are you like one of those like people that are anti pineapple? Like they're gonna fight you on it?
Yeah. No, there's a special place in hell for both of y'all.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, of course.
One thing I was going to talk about is like how back when I used to skate a lot, I haven't skated in a long time, but one of my friends would always be like, man, I don't know why I love skating so much. You know what I mean? I fucking just love skateboarding so much, like the act of like physically jumping off of shit. And I'm like, dude, think about it. Like I always like to think about a primitive way of how things used to feel, I guess, or what I think how they used to feel. And I'm like, think about it, like when you do a trick off a fucking stair set, all of us are like, yeah, like fucking yelling out and shit. I'm like, dude, think about a fucking like our caveman cousin, like jumping from one fucking rock to the other, and his fucking homie was like, oh, like fucking building up this energy. I'm like, dude, we're just fucking primitive. We just like jumping off of shit, like
Yeah.
like the danger of like, holy fuck, I could have fucked up.
And
You know?
I think I saw a picture too. Like speaking of like primitive people, it was like not as primitive, but like there was a receipt from like 1840 something BC, like before Christ, and it's like a tablet, it's like a stone tablet, and it's fucking like you have to write like in order to write you have to like
Chisel.
it into the tablet, and it's like they like transcribed it, and it's like a receipt complaint for a wrong delivery, like
No.
like there was like customer service. They had like customer service standards back then too, where like some guy wrote a strongly worded chisel to somebody like, hey, you fucking delivered the wrong fucking stuff.
And you got to think about it. It takes fucking months to get this
That must have been
motherfucker.
super pissed.
I'm in pain. Like I'm a bitch with spicy foods, bro. Like I get acid reflux real bad, so that's why I don't do it. But every now and then, my butthole has to fucking
Pay the price.
Yeah, it has to take one for the team because
I remember in 7th grade, it was like breakfast time. We're sitting around eating breakfast. Like I think it was like a little bowl of cornflakes, like those little plastic bowls. Anyways, there's some chick. I always forget her name, but she was there just like munching on a pickle. Like, and she did that thing where she gets the hot Cheetos, puts it in the pickle, and like eats like that. Like 8 a.m. in the morning, just like munching on a pickle with hot Cheetos, like real chill.
All right, Freddie.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish. Sorry. The teacher looks at her and is like, what are you doing? Like, eat your breakfast. Don't eat that right now. Your stomach's going to hurt. Nah, sir. I'm okay, sir. I do it all the time. Fucking not even like 30 minutes later, fucking puking her brains out, just like red.
oh,
And I mean, it just stunk up the class. She was just like, couldn't stop vomiting. And it was the worst thing I've ever seen. But it was fucking funny at the moment, you know?
no, yeah, and it's hot Cheetos relevant.
Did that define her destiny? Is she a bad bitch now?
I don't know. I think she has like
Is she
7
in prison?
kids. No, I don't know.
And they all eat hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I can only eat one and my stomach hurts.
Did you see that the thing that happened with that rapper Lil Xan? He got hospitalized because he ate too many hot Cheetos.
Pussy.
Pussy. Like,
Well, like he had posted like a picture on Twitter or on Instagram. I really didn't look it up, but I seen everybody talk about it. How he had posted like a picture or like a caption like, in the hospital. I was like, don't worry, it's not drug related. I think I did too many hot Cheetos. And then I guess he had like eaten so much hot Cheetos that the lining in his stomach was like coming undone, and and he puked up blood.
It's hot Cheeto.
Yeah.
but see, that's not the first time I've heard somebody get hospitalized by hot Cheetos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, how much are these people eating, bro? Like,
That's what I was gonna ask. Yeah.
like I mean,
because I've seen people that just take big. I'm not really a chip guy. Like a whole bag of chips, I can't eat by myself. Like I have a few here and there, but like, I mean, people it's like those It's like they just reach in and they can't stop. You know what I mean? Like it's like an addictive personality thing. Like they just can't stop. It's like it doesn't feel like one after. It doesn't feel like a whole mess of bag, right? It just feels like one at a time. But how much do you eat that you fucking get hospitalized, bro? Like for real?
Dude, I bet you it was one of those $1.49 bags from Stripes. He's a fucking pussy.
I don't even know the guy.
No, he looks like he's like 22. He looks like he's like 14 or something with face tattoos for some reason.
Looks frail. So I'm not surprised that Hot Cheetos can take a dude out like that and somebody like that.
With the amount of drugs that guy's taken,
But I don't even
and
know.
he can't even.
Do we even know?
Dude, he's been hospitalized for overdosing on Xan.
His name is Lil
Lil
Xan
Xan.
for Xanax.
I know it is, but like
The next rapper's gonna be Little Opioid or whatever.
Little
Opie.
overdose.
Lil
This guy's only made one song because every other time he's been in a coma.
Yeah, that's my friend. Hey mom, this is my favorite rapper. Little cocaine, little heroin.
Little cocaine addict. Holy shit. No, it's like metaphoric for like life sucks, you know.
But I remember one time during football practice, I had just eaten like a. Excuse me. I think I had just eaten like a bunch of snacks because it was like somebody's birthday and they brought out like a bunch of like shit to school or whatever. So I was like, oh, eating a bunch of snacks, like cake and shit. Last class of the day, got to football practice. I'm like, man, my fucking stomach hurts. I'm just like, oh, whatever. And I'm going through practice and stuff, and I feel like food coming up, and I'm just like, I think I need to throw up. So I was like, hey coach, I think I need to throw up. He's like, no, are you good or whatever. I was like, all right, cool. And then we're like, somebody fucking hit me like around the stomach, and I just feel like, when I caught it in my mouth. And
Pickle juice and Hot Cheetos? I mean, pickles and Hot Cheetos?
I just caught the vomit in my mouth, and I was just like mouthful of vomit. And I was like, I should probably just like spit it out or whatever, but I didn't want to like be the one that throws up at practice.
Yeah.
So I was just like sitting just there, standing there with my hands on my helmet, like mouthful of fucking vomit, just gagging like every once in a while. People started to turn around like, are you okay? And I'm like,
How old were you?
it was like freshman year, I think. And I was just like there, and I was like fucking ran to inside the field house, and I fucking just threw everything out, threw up more.
Oh, it's hurting me.
But I was like, why in my head, I was like, I can't throw up here in this practice because I'm going to be the guy that throws up before my practice for the rest of my life. But now thinking back.
Okay, but it's pretty interesting to me.
So what are some first world problems that you all have?
I think just when technology doesn't work the way it's supposed to. More specifically, I think like my phone. Like you're trying to call somebody and it just doesn't connect. You're like, this motherfucking thing that allows me to communicate with people millions of miles away sometimes, like, or thousands of miles away is not working right now.
This device that has to beam to a fucking satellite in the sky to call my mom in the other room isn't fucking working.
Like just like the internet. Like, why is the internet super slow? Like all the information in the whole fucking world is in this little device, but it's taking forever to load.
One of my first problems that I still deal with, I think, is when I have my phone in my pocket and I get in my vehicle and I'm about to drive. Every time, never fucking fails, as I'm starting to drive, somebody has to fucking call my phone. And I get, why do I get pissed? I get pissed, I'm like, who the fuck is calling this device that I'm paying money to have? Like, the only actual reason why you should have a phone so somebody can contact you. And I'm getting pissed about it. And I'm just like, because I'm driving and I'm sitting down. Oh, fuck. It's a fucking scam likely fucking calling me. God, dude, I don't have to answer this.
Scamio likely?
Scamio likely. Like,
yeah.
That's like a first world problem thing for me of like, okay, for one, this is such an innovative tool. You know what I mean? And I'm pissed that someone's trying to fucking call me on it, which is its like soulful purpose of like being in contact with people. And I'm getting pissed about it. Like, who the fuck's gonna call me? What do you need to tell me that you need to fucking talk to me? Text me, motherfucker. You know what I mean? I fucking hate that shit. That's my like one of my main first world problems that I just like, God, pisses me off. What about you?
It's the same thing that y'all are talking about. Mainly Wi-Fi. Like I feel like Wi-Fi should be across the entire world, and it is cellular. Like it's like Wi-Fi in your pocket.
It's like, come on, stop
But it's
acting
just
funny. How long has it been Wi-Fi? You know, how long has it been internet? Stop fucking acting weird. Just be constant.
Exactly.
And then it's just those. It's those things where like, people take advantage of like, oh, there's free Wi-Fi, but you have to give us all the information first. Like, what's your name? Your
List of fears. Like, what the fuck, bro? I hate heights.
Yeah.
You're in. Oh god, this is fucking crazy.
and we just do it like, yeah, why not? Like, there's people like it's just set up Wi-Fi networks in your hotel is just hoping somebody like logs onto their Wi-Fi just to steal their information, and you're like, I mean, at least I can get on my internet, watch some porn or something.
yeah.
I've got one quick one. This one's probably the dumbest thing I've ever done. Is right out of high school, I would hang out with my friends, and we would hang out till 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and we're like, hey, let's go car surfing. And so we're like, all right, cool. So we would take a back road, like
Wait, like
Like on gravel.
it's like stand on top of the car. And
no,
like,
you lay on top of the
Oh,
car,
shit.
and we would go, like we had signs. It was like both hands on the windshield means slow down. If you went like this, it's go faster. Dude, we would hit like 75 miles an hour, and we're hanging on top of this car.
Like on the window.
Oh yeah,
What the fuck?
And it was on the back roads. We would just get on there, and you wouldn't see headlight. We would get down and like go into like these abandoned buildings and stuff at night. And we're like, we're fine. We would just leave the lights on, like not the headlights on, but just like the parking lights. And we would get down, or we would get on top of the cars and hang on. We're like, hey, let's not be stupid. Let's put some sunglasses on. So we put sunglasses just in case bug. Dude, I got hit in the face by a dragonfly.
It hurt.
It was like a fucking bullet. It
Dude, that shit fucking hurts.
hit me right in the cheek. But that's probably the stupidest thing
That
I've
is
ever
probably
done.
the stupidest thing.
Because like we would just hang on. It was like just like
At least I was putting other people's life in danger, not mine.
yeah, no, I was like, that was so cool. I'm like, and you would put your hands out and just look straight out, and it was like you were flying. And I'm like, that was so fucking cool. You want to go car surfing?
Fuck no. Really fun times here at the Life and Death.
Some
crew.
fun times.
Somewhat. It's okay. Sometimes it's fun. I like your shirt. I keep looking at your shirt. It's really dope. Welcome to Horrorland. I keep thinking about Hellfest and how much it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna.
I kind of want to go to Horrorland.
Horrorland.
Horror, like my bad.
Horror.
I thought you were saying Horrorland. Horror.
Horror.
like scary.
Yeah, like
Okay,
spoopy.
I got it now. Sorry.
I have a theory for my phone and why I never get hacked.
It's
know
old
how-
as fuck and nobody wants it.
Wait, this is good. You know how like yogurt's like a bacteria basically, and it's good for you. It's a certain bacteria that's good for you, right?
Okay.
Okay. Here's how it compares to my phone. I watch so much porn that I think I've gotten the good viruses
You're part of the system.
that are fighting against the bad viruses. So it's
You're
like
so fucking stupid.
so much porn is good for me. I think that's why I've never been hacked.
So if someone were to sit on your phone, would you think they'd get pregnant?
Holy shit. Probably. So it was I think it was either a birthday party or a quinceañera or something in Houston, out by Dayton with one of my cousins.
You were dating your cousin?
Damn right, brother.
Hell yeah, he's my cousin.
Cousin.
No, we were out there and he had recently just gotten a new home, right? At the time, and he was with a wife at the time, you know what I mean? They were together and he was in a relationship and stuff. And this house, they hadn't even like, the day we got there, their bedrooms weren't even finished. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like, fuck it, let's go over there because it's on 2 acres. They have a bunch of land. Let's party in the back. Let's have a party in the back and shit. So we're all hanging out over there. And this guy brings like a white boy, like fucking redneck dude. He invites him over and dude has like a crate of moonshine, bro. Like clear moonshine.
Handmade, like homemade moonshine.
Yes,
or just-
yes.
Damn, dude. that's-
Like in mason jars, like, and like some were cinnamon, some were apple flavored, and there was like clear moonshine and shit. We were drinking and stuff, and at first I was like hesitant. I was like, I don't know. I never like mixing shit, and I'm like, this is fucking strong. I know it is. You know what I mean? I was like, man, fuck it. I started getting more drunk. Getting confident and like fucking baboso. You know what I mean? And like, I was like, fuck it. I get a jar of moonshine, and dude, we're drinking the whole night. Like that shit was so like pure. It felt like
it would just hit my tongue and evaporate, and I couldn't even feel myself swallowing it. I was just being drunk. I was just so drunk, and I don't remember this happening. My siblings had to tell me the next morning, but what they told me, I woke up in the morning, had to go throw up, fucking puked, and my sister's knocking on the door, my eldest sister. She's like, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm fine, I'm just throwing up. And I get out, she's like, do you know what happened last night? And I'm like, no, what happened? She's like, you were fucking walking around naked, butt-ass naked, in the house, in nothing but tube socks. I'm like, she's like, encuerado, like, just a massive dude, just a big dude, walking around in just tube socks. And I'm like, fuck.
Like, was that when you were like 5'6" too?
Yeah. No. No. And well, here's the thing too. I think my cousin told me that his wife, because they have like a backsliding door that goes into their backyard, and they were all still out there, right? Like drinking and shit still through the night. And she said that from a peripheral, she saw like, because I'm real pale, dude. My body's real white. And she saw like from a peripheral just a white shiny
fucking
thing.
ghost.
Yeah, a fucking ghost. And she looks to her left, looks into the house, and she's the first one to spot me, saying that she just saw me walking butt-ass naked in her fucking new home. That hadn't like, and I'm like, oh, this is bad. You know, this is really bad. And this is another thing that my brother's the one that had to control me, and he was talking to me and shit while I was all drunk, and I was just like muttering shit, and he fucking grabbed me, threw me into the restroom, and he told me he put my fucking underwear back on me. he's like,
love.
You got a big fucking ass. Like, I had to fucking put this tiny. How do you wear this underwear? He was like, he put this tiny ass underwear back on me. He's like, fucking put your dumb ass to sleep, and he's like, the fuck's wrong with you, bro? You got too fucking drunk. But that's like probably my craziest drunk story.
Have you heard the story of one of my buddies? He got so drunk, and I'm not going to say his name because he might run for like a Supreme Court later. But he got so drunk that like he just like was passed out on the chair, and we were like poking at him like, hey, wake up, like, you know, and he was just like passed out. So what we did is like we got tape, like duct taped him to the chair and like put a blanket over him so he couldn't see the duct tape. And then we woke him up. He's like, hey dude, let's go inside. He's just like, oh, I can't move. What can I move? I was like, dude, stop playing, let's go. He's like, I can't move, I'm paralyzed.
That is awesome.
That's fucked up, dude.
And then like we were like, we're just fucking with you. We cut him off. We cut him like off the chair or whatever. We go inside. He goes into the restroom to go puke. He comes out. Not funny, guys. His whole face is covered like in like permanent marker. Like it's just like we made him to like every Kiss character and like put dicks like going into his mouth. And
Oh my god.
Yeah, this guy was.
I'm paralyzed. That's fucking funny.
He would never learn his lesson. Like he'd always get shit faced, and it's like, dude, you know you pass out. Like don't trust us. Like don't fucking trust us.
Yeah. Oh god.
We're gonna mess with you, and we did.
And we did.
I have another story. One night, my buddy and I, we bought a bottle of Patron, a big one, big fucking bottle. And my parents were out of town. I was like, hey, dude, let's do shots. I bought a bottle of Patron. Let's just hang out, right? And he's like, all right, cool. We'll get on Napster and listen to some music, whatever.
Shit.
Yeah, back in the day, LimeWire and shit.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
And so we're like, all right, cool. And so he came over. We started doing shots. Just, we'll make a margarita, whatever. And then we're just doing shots right out of the bottle. Like 8 shots in, being 117 pounds when I just graduated from high school. Like it was. I can't tolerate that kind of alcohol. And so my buddy he pulls out his cell phone. He starts calling all these chicks up. And he's like, hey. He's like, I miss you. I want to see you. He got like the liquid courage going on.
Oh, yeah.
And so he grabs the bottle and he was like, yeah, I'm drunk right now. I'm drinking Patron Silver. And he's like, you should come over. And I was like, and she was like, shut up. You're fucking drunk, right? And he was like, nah. Anyways, he called a bunch of chicks to tell them like he wanted to hook up with them. All of them shut him down. And then I'm like, well, he grabs the bottle because he got rejected. And he just starts chugging it and chugging it. And dude, he left about that much left in the bottle. And he like lays down on my bed and I thought he died. I seriously thought he died. He blacked out. I could not get him up, and then I finally like rolled him over, and he was like, I have to vomit. So I pick him up. He's a big dude too. Dragged him to our restroom. I'm like, anywhere but the sink, and he throws up in the sink. It just like it was like thick, and so like our sink had like that little thing where you pull up and it like clamps down so that it doesn't Well, anyways, it was so thick that it just kept piling and
Oh.
piling and piling inside the fucking sink. And I'm like, dude, you just threw up like $60 worth of tequila, and he could not stand up, so he like lay down on our floor, and it was just me, and I could have sworn he was gonna die. So I called my older buddy. I'm like, hey, dude, you need to come over and help me pick this guy up and take him home. And so he's like, all right, cool. So we went. He came over. We picked him up. We dropped his ass off at home, and
That was it.
that was it.
And
dude.
he died.
And he died.
I thought he was almost gonna die. Like he was like, I had never seen anybody that drunk before.
Real quick, big shout out to my older brother. That same night where I was butt ass naked, one of my cousin's boyfriends, he was invited, and we were out there. The ones that I went to San Antonio with, my cousin lives there. She invited her boyfriend. That was the first time the family met him. He puked into the sink, and it filled up the way you were talking. And I'm pretty sure it was a combination of my puke as well. My brother had to clean that fucking sink. That motherfucker was brand new. I'm positive they got a brand new sink in that bitch, because that motherfucker looks brand new. He cleaned it so well. Oh, dude, shout out to my big brother. He saved us all, bro.
But I like that, like the liquid courage of calling girls and like trying to like hook up with them. I remember in high school, we wouldn't get drunk, but we would like be playing basketball, and then like we'll stop playing basketball. We'll sit in the car listening to music and stuff. And my buddy was just like, hey, let's call so and so, and we'll call her. And then as soon as she answered, we'd start singing like a NSYNC song or just any song that was on the radio, like any like love song, whatever. We'd just like start like yelling at the phone, like singing, but yelling at the phone, like. And she'd be like, oh, like it was just like the sweetest thing. I was like, this is fucking dumb, but I fucking enjoy this shit.
Yeah.
And I was always like, it was during the era of like the emo songs, also like Fall Out Boy and Relient K, like Be My Escape. That was our big one, the Be My Escape.
That is, oh my god, I'm getting chills. Throwbacks, dude.
Nostalgia chills.
That's like the year 2005, 2006 for me. Like
It's fucking funny.
emo shit. That was my jam, man.
Dude, like, I don't know why it's a good memory for me, but like the first time that not first time it had ever snowed, but one of the first times that it snowed here in the valley, the night before, I was just all over the Weather Channel, and just like, I was a kid, and I was just watching, like, is it gonna snow? Is it gonna snow? I've never seen snow. Like, I've missed my chances, like to see snow. Like I was a kid, I was like,
and it was great too, because it was like on Christmas Day.
Yeah, it was
Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Eve, 2004.
It was freaking crazy.
Yeah.
And then what was it, last year when it snowed?
Yeah.
Right? It snowed again, and I was just like,
It snowed twice.
it snowed twice, and I don't know who told me that they're predicting it's going to be another like
Yeah,
cold winter.
I
for the valley.
remember last year we were at Coast and we were getting drunk.
Hey.
Shout out to Frankie for joining us that day.
Yeah.
And just watching like being outside, like, oh, it's gonna snow, and then just watching the little slush come down, and I was like, oh, cool.
It was fucking cold,
And
dude.
then waking up the next day, like, not hungover, but like just tired, and like, oh fuck, I missed all the snowfall.
Yeah, I missed it all.
I slept through it all.
I slept through it all, dude. Like, my mom came into my fucking room, and she was like, "Oh yeah, hay nieve." She's like, "Es cayó nieve," and I pick up my window.
You're too fucking drunk to
Dude,
care.
I cared. I just couldn't. My body could not, bro.
Yeah, I went outside to like two little like melting snowmans on the hood of my car, and like all the shit, and like I remember my mom coming in like also this like, hey, there's snowing outside, like, oh, okay, I'll get up right now. And
Yeah.
fucking woke up like at 4 or 5 in the afternoon. I'm like,
Dude, I remember
Fuck.
smoking cigarettes outside of Coast.
under the heaters.
Cold.
Dude, those heaters
Cold
were
as
fucking
fuck.
legit.
They were legit, and I was still cold as fuck. I was just, oh my god, like it. I just love.
See, it's those kind of memories that you have. Like,
people always say, "Oh, it doesn't get cold in the valley." I'm like, it gets fucking cold in the valley. Like, it does get cold. Like, I don't care who you fucking are.
Dude, once
Winter
it hits
Texas.
70 degrees, all the bitches bring out the UGG boots, the
Uggs.
leather jackets.
Dead
no,
ass.
not 70, 80, dude.
80
80
degrees.
80's where it's at.
If I know that the place that I'm going to has cold AC, I'm taking my jacket. It was something.
Did you guys get this alert from the presidential alert?
I didn't get it.
I did not get it.
It's so weird. It says, it does not look like a mushroom. It's huge and glorious. Trust me, huge. I wonder what the president's talking about.
I have no idea.
Huge.
Yeah. I didn't get it. I know
A lot of
a few
people
of my
got
friends got
yeah,
it.
a lot of my friends. My girl got it. I think my girl got it. A lot of my friends got it.
I mean, it was supposed to be like a nationwide test, and I feel like it's okay. Like if it was any other president, like it would be like, oh, no big deal, just the presidential sex. Like it's just like
A presidential sext.
it's just like, hey, like it's like a warning system. Like, hey, the bombs are falling. oh fuck, we all get a text at once, like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like if it was any other president, it would have been better. But I don't think I trust the Trump administration with this kind of power.
Before we get into it, my girl, she asked me today. She's like, "Hey, did you get that alert?" And I was like, "No." And she started laughing, right? And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "No, I just saw this meme that said everybody that didn't get the alert, you're getting deported." I'm like, son of a bitch.
Wow, that is. You know what happened? Like with the fucking.
Let me put this into perspective then. Let's say
Yes.
the next day you're the last man on earth, but the bodies didn't leave. They just died.
Oh fuck that.
Well, I mean, the first day, would you fuck the bodies or?
I thought you were going to like, would you like remove the bodies and like bury them?
Pile them and.
I mean, you can't really fuck your hand for. Oh,
Sure.
you can fuck your hand forever, but
Short answer, no. Longer
No.
answer, maybe.
DNA.
yeah, sausage DNA.
I have a theory, and I've always had this
Sausage theory.
It's kind of gay,
Okay.
but it's like I've always thought like your big toe. Think about it. I always thought like, you know what? That's probably like the tip of my dick. Someone's big toe, so it'd be like everybody's got a different looking big toe.
What's this
Is-
theory?
is
This whole
it-
theory.
That's my theory. Where because I have several theories and they're pretty good.
It
It's
all
like
deals with your
maybe
dick.
maybe the shape of our toe is like the shape of the tip of our dick.
Why would that correlate?
I don't know.
Like the whole like your hands together, that's the size of your brain type thing. Where like it's just like your big toe is the size of your
Dick tip.
The
Dick
shape of your dick
Dickhead.
tip. I don't know.
I
don't know.
wish.
Let's see.
I'd have a pretty big dick. I have a pretty big toe.
Toe tip.
I have a big dick.
You quit fucking saying that. It's. I've seen this in a fucking show where it's like, oh no, I tell girls that I have a tiny dick, so when they actually see it, they're like, oh wow, and it's not that tiny
No, I just choose girls with small hands.
I think
or no hands.
I think Shaq. I think Shaq had mentioned in like an interview where he's just like, yeah, hold on, let me do the Shaq voice. Yeah, I get a lot of girls that just say it's normal. I see. I was like, what do you mean? And it's like, I'm just a big person, but I have a regular sized penis.
That's impossible.
That's impossible.
Scientifically impossible.
I mean,
Impossible.
that's what he said. I kind of would go with what Shaq said.
Who did this bit of with Shaq?
It was. And I fucking hate him, Adam Sandler.
Was it where he
Yes.
was like, "Oh, I went to the showers or whatever, right?"
He's like, I had to get a peek of it. Like I had to see it.
Yeah, and then I was in the showers and like I'm taking a shower and Shaq's security guard's like, "Hey man," he bumps into me. He's like, "Hey man, you want to hurry up in there?" And I was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Wait a minute, Shaq doesn't have a security guard." And I looked over and it was Shaq's dick.
He's like, a security guard was big and black with one eye.
We had a comment on our latest episode from Jason Quintana on our YouTube video.
Hey, shout out to Jason.
Shout out to Jason. He asked, what are some funny stories or childhood memories? He wanted us to talk about some childhood memories. So shout out to you, Jason Quintana. Thanks for submitting that question. So what are some good or bad or funny, scary childhood memories that you guys may have?
A good one was just spending summers in Mexico with my cousins. Like, I remember just driving down from Corpus when we used to live over there, like a 3-hour drive, and just like being like, I don't want to go to Mexico and just spend the summer over there. And then like I met my cousins from Monterrey. We would meet there, and not Monterrey, but like here close by, and just playing like Nintendo 64, hide and seek, just bullshit that kids play when they were little, and it was always super fun. Like
What part of Mexico would y'all?
here in Tamaulipas, like in Rio
Oh,
Grande.
okay.
But yeah, it was just staying at my aunt's house and like their grandma, and just playing hide and seek, playing Nintendo 64, like I said, just eating junk food, going outside playing soccer and shit. Like it was just always like 4 or 5 of us just hanging out.
Yeah.
you know.
Hating that the day had to end.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
know?
we like sleep over at each other's houses or like that house. So we'll spend like a month with them, and it was just always fucking great. But yeah, like I don't know, just like those things where like you kind of go back into your memories. And just
Yeah.
like back then I was like, yeah, it's always gonna be like this. But now, now that it isn't, like I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, I miss that.
Yeah, I actually have 2 childhood memories that one just came up right now, if anything, when you're talking about this, hanging out with cousins and stuff. Well, the first one though, funny enough, my brother recently tagged me in like a very cheesy, like, I love him to death, but it's very cheesy. It's like a very cheesy family post thing of like, it's like a mug and it says like, oh, it's about brotherhood. Like, oh, you're my brother and all that stuff. And I didn't like it, but I was like, okay, but you can't fucking talk to me on the phone. You want to do this on social media? You know what I mean?
Just to get likes.
It deals with my brother. And it's funny, it recently came up and then we wanted to, Jason Quintana submitted this question. And I'm like, you know what? I started thinking, and a great memory that I have with my brother. It's probably not great actually when I think about it, but I mean, he's my older brother. I always wanted to tag along with him and hang out with him and stuff, right? And he was hanging out with some neighbor of mine, right? Like neighborhood friends of ours, but of his. I just happened to tag along with them. They were older than me all the time. We're in our backyard, and we got on the roof of our shed. Well, they got on the roof of the shed, and then I wanted to get on. And my brother said, like, no, you're going to get hurt. Like, you're too young, you're too small or whatever. Like, you're going to get hurt. You don't want to come up here. And I kept wanting to go up there. And so I got up there, right? And I'm up there and stuff. And the neighbor, one of the twins, he jumps down. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. He jumped down. He made it or whatever. And my brother was like, dude, don't jump down. Like, he was telling me, I remember, like, don't jump down. You're going to hurt yourself. And I was like, ah. And I jumped down, and I literally fractured my left wrist. Like, it fractures. And I'm instant crying. I'm just crying, right? My brother jumps down and he's like, fuck. And like, he picks me up and my mom's like coming outside and she would like, she would like put the clothes to dry. Yeah, the clothesline to dry. And my brother's hiding me from my mom.
But you're like waiting. Like,
I'm crying though. And you know, he was like, shh, like covering me up. And he's like, she's going to find out. She's going to get mad. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking dying. I thought I was dying. You know what I mean? Like, it hurt so bad. And he was hiding me and he was like looking around. And I was just like, stopping. He's like, I could tell, like, I'm sure from his side of the story, he's gonna be like, dude, I don't know what to do. Like, if I show him to my parents, like, they're gonna beat me, or you know what I mean? They're gonna get mad at me. If I don't show him, he might die. You know? So, of course, he was like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to.
I guess you're gonna die.
Yeah, I guess you're gonna die there. Now, we're like, we went inside and we talked to my parents, and my parents were super pissed. Mind this, before they take me to the hospital to get checked out, I'm there with a broken wrist and like my face is red and I'm like crying, and they're just like, that's why you guys, they're like giving us a lesson first. That's why you guys shouldn't be getting on the shed, like, first off, like, and why didn't you show them to us earlier or whatever? I'm still there, like, can we go and get this fixed?
Did they put Vicks on it?
Yeah, they put Vicks and gave me caldo with a Sprite. Now, well, like, this came up, right? Because also, like, they have memes of this, of like, you, like, the whole brother thing, like, hits the brother and then, shut up, mom's gonna hear, don't cry, she's gonna hear, like, stuff like that. And it was literally that, the epitome of that. And I was just like, every time I think about that, this is my perspective, he has a different side to the story, but that's one memory I have of like a childhood memory.
Yeah, similar to that, I remember we got one of those inflatable pools, but like you inflate the top and then you put water in and it kind of goes up. It was like a 2-foot deep pool. And I was like in my backyard in the pool, just going around in circles around the edge of it, underwater. And then mom comes out with my little sister, and I think she's like 1 or something at the time. And she's like, yeah, she just wants to get in the pool, but you have to take care of her. I was like, but mom, I'm swimming. And it was just me walking around like the thing. And she's like, oh, she's going to be in her little like kid floaty. So just make sure she doesn't like fall down. I was like, okay. So I'm just like sitting in there with her. She's 1, so of course she doesn't like talk or much. So I'm just like, boring ass bitch.
So when your brother watches this on his big screen, oh my god,
she's the one, so she doesn't talk much. She doesn't talk at all. This is the thing.
So I was like, whatever. I just left her in the middle. She's like splashing around, doing her thing, and I'm going around in circles again, right? And I'm just like underwater, so I can't really like see her or like pay too much attention to her. And then like I stop and I hear it's like splashing. I was like, oh, man, well, she's having a good time. And like I look over like underwater, and she's underwater just like splashing like this. Oh, so I go pick her up, and like she's like coughing up water and stuff, and I'm like, oh shit. And I was like, stop. And I just like pat her in the back, trying to get all the water out. My mom comes out like, what happened? It's like, I don't know. And then I told her after, and I was like, okay. And I remember another time I kind of picked her up too hard when she was like a baby, and I dislocated her arm.
Oh shit, dude! How fast do you pick somebody up? You dislocate their arm.
I think okay. So I think she was in like the baby seat, the car seat, and like the strap was still one of her arms, but not the other one. So I picked her up. I kind of didn't see the strap, and it kind of just like pushed her down. So I think that's what happened. But yeah, like on the same token of like your older brother, because I'm an older brother, hurting the younger one. I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah,
like, do I tell my parents or
they're
I'm fucked either way? So
yeah,
I'd rather just get this fixed. Like, here you go.
Yeah. Do you have any childhood memories?
I have one that involved. It's not funny. It's just how stupid I was as a child. I was in the fourth grade, and we were on holiday break. So from Christmas past New Year's or whatever, and it was like the first actual day of like the Christmas break. So earlier in the year, my dad had made me for GT. We had to make like armor for because we were doing like knights and history and stuff like that. So my dad had made me this whole like armor set. And I'm like, fuck, I had lost the helmet. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna make myself a helmet. So my dad had a bunch of like, he would collect boxes, that way we could put the gifts in and then we could wrap them, whatever. Well, I grabbed a box and it was like the perfect size for my head. So I slid it on my head. I'm like, this is perfect. So I started like, okay, here are my eyes. So for the audio listener, I'm like trying to measure my my head inside this box. And so I go, I'm like, all right, cool, I got this. So I went to the living room, I went to the kitchen, I went to the junk drawer, and I pull out a box cutter. And it's one of those little plastic ones. It just like click, 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 and the blade is like this long, about like 9 inches long. And so I go and I shove it through the box, and it hits me right on the eyebrow. And I'm like, oh, that was dumb. I should take it off. So I take the knife out of the box, and then I like lower down the blade a little bit. I'm like, okay. So I put the box, my arm through the box, and I like reach in there and I start sawing. And it was a pretty cold day, and I just felt like all this warmth on my arm, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And so I look, and there's a giant puddle of blood on my lap, and I'm like, oh no. I pulled the box off, and I had slit my wrist from the top. I have a 2-inch scar on my wrist.
Oh my god.
So it hit, boom, and I just kept cutting. And so I slit my wrist open, and it was just me and my sister in the house, because my parents went to go work on a float for the elementary school. So I run to my sister's room, and the funny thing about my sister's doorknob was like, it was locked. She would always lock her door, but you would twist it 3 times, like click, 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 and it would unlock. Like I figured that out on my own. So I opened the door, and I'm like, Denise. And she's like, what? And I show her my wrist, and it's open, and there's like fat coming out, and she just freaks the fuck out, and she starts crying. She like grabs my arm and like pulls it over my head. She's like, she doesn't know that she's holding me by the arm, running around with me in the air while she's running around. She goes into my mom's closet, and she pulls out, my mom had this like big bag of like just rags to like clean the house. She pulls out a long like tube sock and like wraps it around my wrist and like calls my mom. There's no cell phones at this elementary. Yeah. Or my parents don't have cell phones. She had to call the front desk of the elementary school and tell like, hey, mom. Like,
how old were you? And how old was she? Because that's
was in
like
4th grade, so maybe
that's some fucking like
9.
10? Capacity to like, oh shit, I gotta, you have to call these people, and
I don't know how old you are.
Know how to do
grade.
that.
Yeah, and it just freaked me out. Like my sister's always been into like blood and guts and stuff like that. She's always been cool with that. So she's even had to pull like a cat that's been massacred by the car engine out in pieces, and she was not affected at all. But yeah, so she like held my wrist, and she was freaking out. She was just like applying pressure, and like the sock was like filling with blood.
Oh no!
And she's just holding me up, and I'm freaking out because she's freaking out. So I'm like crying like a little bitch. And then my parents show up. They take me to the clinic there in Elsa, and I just remember like staring at it, like looking into it, and it was like open. You could see like my bone, and like there was fat in there, and I barely missed a vein when after looking at it. And they had to get like this giant syringe and like had to clean it out. So the guy would like numb it, and then he was sticking his finger in there to see if there's it was just disgusting.
And you were watching it?
Yeah. Well, no. I was screaming like a little bitch,
Yeah.
like looking away.
Uh-huh.
It was numb, so I didn't feel anything. But yeah, shout out to my sister for saving my life. I love you.
Hey,
Man, just sorry. Go ahead.
My sister one time and my brother-in-law, love them to death. They were on spring break and they were like, all right, we're gonna go cruising at the island. And I was like, oh, y'all are going to the island? So I made my parents make them take me. So we went, and we were in my my brother-in-law's like souped up Honda Accord with like 12-inch speakers, like subwoofer, like crazy, with the whole nine, right? And he had bought the tape of Players Club, and it was like, we be clubbing. Everybody likes when a girl shakes something. Don't fool, right? So we're like jamming to that song, and I had gone and like I had taken a towel and like swimming trunks and an extra set of clothes, and they told me we're not getting in the water. I'm like, we're going to the fucking beach. We're getting in the water. And so like they were like, no, we're not going to get in the water. So I went prepared anyway. I had
Yeah.
my little pail and everything.
Yeah.
And so I sat in the back of a car for like 4.5 hours while they looped that song, the instrumental version, and then the actual version, like just cruising up and down South Padre Island. I was miserable. And I was just sitting there. We be clubbing. Everybody likes it. Go shake something. Don't fool.
You had a different mentality of what was gonna happen.
I was like, I'm gonna go get to the beach.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
dig
get
some
wet.
fucking holes and shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make a
We be clubbing.
sandcastle. And we be
That's
clubbing.
good.
Everybody likes when a girl shakes. Fuck that song. Damn you, Tommy.
It's always funny when you're just like sitting there, you see what the thing that you want, and it's just like
It's just like a few it's a few miles away or just like
few yards away,
A few
just-
yards away.
like,
like,
Oh,
oh my god,
that
that's
was
fucking good.
that's what they did for fun in the '90s was cruise. That is so.
I'm like he's better at him and stuff and shit like that.
Do your best Samuel L. Jackson impression.
I'm tired of these these goddamn snakes on this goddamn plane.
oh man.
Quick poll: you tired of these goddamn snakes on this goddamn plane? Let us know.
Yeah.
Call me old fashioned, but what happened to being in a relationship, getting married, then having the kids instead of doing it the other way around? And some people are like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm like, come
Right,
on, man.
like fucking having kids, and it's like, oh, let's get in a relationship, and then let's get married.
yeah,
'Cause they're not
exactly.
even in a relationship. They're just
Exactly.
fucking.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, call me old fashioned, but man, make America great again. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it happens, and like whatever floats your boat. Like,
Yeah, whatever floats your boat. I'm never gonna have kids in my life.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Kind of.
We gotta have a girlfriend first, Franny.
Oh, fuck.
Oh shit!
I mean, that's why I choose not to. You know.
You just because you got that slippery dick. You just don't want. You don't want to. Oh, I'm gonna stay single so I don't have kids.
It's only slippery because my hands are always sweaty, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to anxiety, dude. Fuck yeah.
Speaking of shitty parents, like there's this story. It's Dennis Dickey, just that name,
already.
and his wife Rita planned to reveal the sex of the baby by setting off an explosive device filled with colored powder. It started a wildfire that destroyed 47,000 acres of land and took 800 firefighters to put out at a cost of $8.2 million. So this is in Arizona. The dude fucking set up like one of those like exploding barrels or whatever with the they do baby reveals. They put the powder in and like he shot at it and it exploded. And like I think in the video, like you could barely see the blue, and just like everything, there's like a brush that started catching on fire. So he just started a big old like $8.2 million dollar fire
Problem. Yeah.
just to be like, oh yeah, see, I got my boy.
Yeah. Not even for himself. That's people who do that shit. It's
No,
not for themselves.
That is for themselves. It's not for the kid. Like what the fuck is the kid?
No.
giving a
It's
fuck?
for the fucking audience, the stage that they're on social media. It's for that. It's not even like people can't even just, oh, I'm having a kid, fucking awesome, I'm having a boy, great. Great. No, they have to fucking tell everybody and hope it goes viral. Like everybody just has to. I've seen those gender reveal
I
things and it's
fucking
just like
hate those videos, dude.
it's so stupid. Like
I hate them with
that's-
passion.
It's not for the family. It's not for them.
No, yeah.
It's for everybody else.
I like the ones where like the guys like way into it more than the girl. And I think there's one where like the dude was like they had to like break something and the girl was just like, oh, let me try. She's like, no, let me do it. And he was just like pushing her aside. So she's the one fucking carrying the baby, dude. Like, at least let her like participate in this shit. I think it was like a baseball one too, or
All you did was grunt and fucking hunch over. You fucking animal.
yeah. But
That on one side, it's this guy on the other side, and it was Justin Long for a while.
what happened to Justin Long, dude?
I don't know.
He
Dude,
just
that guy's
is
so rich. He doesn't need to come back.
right. All that dodgeball money.
He took a wrench for a good amount of money. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
I think wasn't he in that movie The Walrus or something?
Never saw it. With Kevin Smith, right?
I think so. Yeah. He gets kidnapped.
Red Tusk or something Tusk.
Yeah, he gets kidnapped and he gets like biologically transformed into a walrus. What the fuck? I think by Kevin Smith or he wrote the story. I don't know. See, that's all.
Actually, I think my girl was mentioning that. Talk to me about that not too long ago.
I mean, your girl's like a animal lover, right? She's probably thinking about doing it.
Making me into a fucking walrus.
I mean, I heard walrus has the biggest penis of the male world.
I mean, they do have
The mammal
bones
world.
in there. What's the name of the bone? They have a bone in their penis.
The dick bone.
It's something else. But yeah, it's an actual bone.
Shit, they actually bone
Literally.
physically.
Yeah, dude, if it's that fucking big, you have to have some support system to it.
Can't just be flabby ass fat, right?
Existed at one point, maybe. My sister doesn't believe dinosaurs existed.
Oh, great. She vote for Trump too?
No, she's fucking 17, dude. And I was like, are you fucking dumb or what? She's like, there's no evidence of it. It's like, there's no fucking evidence. What the fuck is all these fossils for?
Granted, I've never seen an actual dinosaur fossil in front of me. Like in front of me. Like right here, you know what I mean?
I mean,
You
is
need to
that
get cultured. You need to go to a museum and
see-
check it out.
Oh wait, well maybe.
Did you see that Steph Curry doesn't believe that we went to the moon?
Yeah, but did you see a recent tweet that said that he was just joking?
I mean, I if he was joking, I can't believe him because he was on an NBA podcast with other NBA players, and apparently, like, NBA players have a higher tendency to believe conspiracy theories, like the flat Earth, and not.
That's because they're so fucking tall. Because they can see it. They can see the curvature, or if it's not there.
No, okay, so I was living with my parents. I was probably like 19, 20 at the time. And our neighbors, who was a registered sex offender, lived right next to us, and they always had fucking live animals, like chickens, like that little chicken coop, but their chickens were all over the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
They had goats. They had all kinds of shit. And so one winter, I was sitting outside, and I took my dog Anya to go pee and whatever, and the neighbor had the goat that they had for a while. It was a big fucker. And so I'm looking over, and in the front yard, they have a wooden table laid out. Strap in, guys. We're in for a, for a treat. They get this table out, and they grab the goat, and this little lady. She's like 5 foot, maybe 4'11", and she's got this long trenza that went from the top of her head to like almost to her knees. And so she goes and she gets the goat, and she calls her son out, and the son like comes and he puts his legs around the goat, and she pulls out a fucking butcher knife and she slits the goat's throat right in front of me in the front yard. And this goat starts bucking. It starts bucking. This fucking goat, it gets free, and it takes off running down the street, gushing blood. And this lady is running after it with her fucking butcher knife in the air, going after it. And so I'm like, what the fuck? So I go inside. I'm like, Mom, the lady, like, she slit the goat's throat. She slit the goat's throat. She ran after it. And she's like, where'd it go? I'm like, it went down the street, like, into the field. And she was like, oh my God, they're probably going to cook it or whatever. I'm like, oh, fuck, like, this is like a reality. So my mom and I are looking like this through the kitchen window, and we see this lady pulling the fucking goat. It's dead. She's pulling it over to the front yard, and they start, like, hacking at it, like, on that wooden table. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so fucking disgusting. Flash forward to a day or two later. I'm waking up around noon, as one does when they're 19 or 20 years old.
And my mom's like, "Hey, we got some tamales for breakfast. You want some?" I'm like, "Oh, sure, yeah. Let me get some of that." And as soon as I opened them, and she had heated them up for me with my gallon of ketchup, and I'm sitting there, and I look at them. I'm like, "These aren't right, because they're not as red as ours, as like the Molina side of my family." And so I'm like, I go ahead and I cut into it. And I bite, and I'm like, nope, that's not chicken. I don't understand. I've never had any, I know what chicken tastes like. And so I start eating it. I'm like, okay, I'm not getting it. And I'm like, Mom, what's up? And she's like, oh, I bought them from the neighbor. The neighbor sold us tamales. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, what are they? Because they're not chicken. She's like, I thought they tasted kind of funny too. So I'm like, oh, so I eat another one, and I take a bite, and I start to pull away from the tamal, and there's the longest piece of gray hair ever.
Trenza hair?
It was a fucking hair this long in my it was in the tamal, all wrapped up. And to this day, my mom still thinks that family next to us is a bunch of witches, because she also bought some tomatoes from them at one point. And my mom was like, oh, beautiful, cherry tomatoes. My mom got them, went to go rinse them out. When she set them on the kitchen table, a bunch of little baby black roaches came out. So she says that they were probably cursed or whatever, because they were beautiful.
You were probably cursed. Did you swallow any of that fucking goat?
Yeah.
You cursed fuck.
No. I ate them. It was fucking disgusting. I only had 1.5, but that fucking hair was in that fucking tamal, and it was the most disgusting.
She's a part of you now, dude.
She's in me.
You could probably grow a trenza now.
Shut up. Yeah, and I mean, that's my...
Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to watch us on YouTube at Laughing Death Podcast. Reach out to us on Twitter at Laughing Death, or on Instagram at Laughing Death Podcast.